Hi.
Hey, Amartya.
Nice to meet you.
Nice and fantastic,
Welcome
man.
to our
What a
gallery.
wow! That's amazing, Amartya.
Thank you.
I've seen it on Instagram. I've been following it on Facebook. But when you see this, it's really amazing. And that waterfall. Again, I've seen it on in pictures, but when you're seeing it, wow! I'm so excited to be over here. Let's go inside, Amartya.
Yeah, please.
Thanks for the invite. Wow! Look who's over here.
I couldn't miss it because, Amar, finally you are in town, so welcome to the city of joy.
So we have Debraj Ghosh. Okay, I was almost going to tell somebody, hey, you're barging into the shoot now. Okay, what a surprise! And
So couldn't miss the opportunity actually, Amar. You being in town and coming to this beautiful, beautiful place and gallery. And this is one of my favorite spots in Kolkata, Just a piece of, a mountain and hill right here sitting.
the rainforest.
And this is the crater, So going back in time, I think my journey in aquascaping started in 2009 or 2010. And maybe I was 2-3 years, more or less, already won 2 or 3 contests. And that time, this guy was in college. And you would be coming to our favorite, aquascapers, addas and, those ponds. And you would, ask some very basic questions. You will teach, aisa karna hai, ye mat karo. And you will just, look at you with amazement and gaze to aisa hai kya. Then suddenly, while pursuing his PhD, in 2 years, he turned an entrepreneur. And he was the first guy, I think, in India who kind of developed a hack for all the products which you need for a planted aquarium. And the kind of aquariums he came out with, in the next 2 years, 3 years, he became a legend. Probably you were, 25, 26 that time, or even younger? Even younger. So that's the history of him. So I think 2014-15 he became a pro. 2016 I guess you organized the first workshop here, right? If I remember that year, and I was also here. People from all over India had actually come down, and this is actually a Howrah district. So, you look at the history of Kolkata.
Yeah, it's kind of it's quite far
So
off.
people had to come down from all parts of India to watch what this guy is doing. Okay, so this is what to say. I mean, he's an enigma, someone who has created a legend, and more power to him. And I think in the last 4-5 years, he has even leapfrogged his journey from where he started.
Right.
And if you see his beautiful creations, I don't know where this person is going in the next 5-10 years. So he's someone now who will become a mentor to all of us eventually. Right. So Amartya, keep smiling.
That's it.
And keep doing the great job. Thanks, Amar, for coming down and putting in those words of inspiration for all of us.
Sure.
And let's keep growing. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. I'm finally over here in Howrah at Amartya's TiCi Nature Lab, and thank you for inviting me. This
Welcome.
has been in the plans for almost 5 months, right from the time I started the weekend Aquarist. I've reached out to Amartya, and Amartya said, just hold on, the gallery is getting ready. It's still not ready. Every month I'm calling him, it's still not ready. This month I'm riding, next month I'm riding, I'm back, but I'm going back again. So it kind of went on and on. Finally, about 10 days back, he reached out and he says, sir, we are ready now. Let's have you over. So here I am, this beautiful gallery, and what a beautiful creation you have made over here, Amartya. Tell me a little bit about this, and then we will deep dive into the rest of the story.
So this is something new that we have created here. Initially, we were into hydroponics, vertical gardening and all. So that was something with plants only. This time we tried something which is more close to nature. We tried to create a rock structure that will be, this is definitely artificial, but this looks very close to the
So
real
when you
one.
say artificial, I just want to make one thing very clear. This is not plastic, huh? This is not plastic. The first thing people will ask is, even in the planted aquariums, ye plastic hai kya? No, this is not plastic. This is all real plants. When he says it's artificial, it's probably the rock surface that you're talking about.
Because whenever we are creating one nature inside your home or living space, we cannot bring two big size rocks and woods. Woods are all natural, but rock surface we have created. So that all this big wall kind of thing we can create inside the room. So without plants also that looks very good, but we don't like without plants. But that is why we have selected plants which can grow on the crevices of the rock, and which will, this rock is made in certain in a way where the moss will cling on that.
Right.
So they will have a rough surface and they will have a lot of
crevices and all. Yeah.
and all, so they can cling on that. And you are seeing all these begonias and all, they are basically of this kind of ecosystem.
Okay.
They stay in this ecosystem and their roots are very well adapted to grow on rocky surfaces.
I see sprinklers up there.
Yes.
They are not going to come on, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you've taken care of that. Okay, and these lights, they are providing, they're replicating sunlight for them.
Yes.
This is unlike the vertical gardens that I have seen, because a vertical wall typically would have the plastic containers, and then the plants go inside and the water then drips into those containers and all. What was your thought creating something much more closer to nature and all, and how did you achieve this? Achieving this is a nightmare for most, so you please tell us more about that.
Basically, if you know the requirement of the plant, from where they are originating, what is their natural ecosystem, it is not very hard to replicate. You need few parameters to be perfect and placed properly in that system. Like the first requirement is the lighting. Because without light, they are not going to photosynthesize. You need a good temperature regulation. Like we have AC running 24/7 here, just to maintain it at 26-27 degrees centigrade, not too low, not too high, and also we are maintaining the humidity. Now these three will make a proper setup for a rainforest or whatever you are going to make. We can also make cloud forest. So we can do a lot of misting and this ultrasonic mister we can introduce
and put in the fogger and all.
Yes,
Okay.
that will become like a more like a cloud forest, like a high mountain rainforest kind of thing. But we are not creating it here because that will require a closed
glass kind
we
of
need a
thing,
glass
yeah.
partition in
Right,
between.
right.
So we have not done it. So it is almost a rainforest, tropical type, but we keep the temperature by 27-28. So that and the humidity is almost 80%, close to
Okay.
80-85. It fluctuates in between that.
Right.
If you give the plants these three main source of their the main ingredients of the environment, they will grow. Now the second part comes like the nutrition of the plant, because the plants we have selected are growing only, some plants are growing on moss and some are directly tied on the woods and the rock, because this rock is a artificial one. They are not leaching any nutrient, they are not leaching any mineral also. So everything you have to give. Now the more specialized part comes in the nutrition. We give it a hydroponic fertilization. That this fertigation will help the plants to get nutrition from their roots, and also the leaves will absorb the nutrition.
Awesome.
So these two technique will make the plants grow and thrive.
Awesome. Fantastic. So that's something that is so unique, so unique. So Amartya, to give our viewers a background, uh, you are very young. How old are you?
I'm 33 right now.
He's just 33. Okay, I'm my age. I've told that so many times, but I'm so much more younger than I look. Okay, so Amartya, you started off and you have achieved so much already, but I'm sure the journey has not been easy, right? So I also understand that you're a PhD student.
Yes.
And in the second year you kind of said, okay, I'm going to focus somewhere else. Okay, so he decided to join the band of entrepreneurs worldwide, and he's in good company in that sense. Okay, who kind of said, okay, enough of the education I wanted. Let me kind of self-educate and learn and implement that. So, tell us a little bit about your story as well.
You don't stop learning anytime in your lifetime. So whenever we are doing academics, whatever we do in our uh, professional life, always we are learning. But the thing is, when I was doing my PhD, I felt very, I mean, I was very interested in doing all those things, all those creativity. Science is my main stream, but there is a artistic mind also. Like, I was trying to explore some artwork also. Now this aquascaping and this rainforest making and this whatever we are doing right now is a perfect combination of the technology, the science, and the art. So these three will, I mean, only in the combination of these three this can happen. So I find my passion in this. So I started thinking ki, okay, I can leave this right now, and if I have to start, I have to start right now.
Okay.
So that I can achieve something. So I will have some time to achieve it.
So I remember the days when I think it was in 2016 when I started Tropico Aqua at the gallery. And around that time, around early 2017, you had visited with your friend to the gallery, and you had launched at that point Aquasphere, the range of fertilizers. So Aquasphere is now rebranded as TiCi.
Yes.
Okay. So tell us a little bit more about how you started off the company. What was the name of the company and the evolution of what you've been focusing earlier on and what you're focusing on now?
So we started from planted aquarium, solely on planted aquarium. So my topic was plant biotechnology. So I was studying plant biology, physiology, and how to grow them, and how to manipulate and formulate their growing medium, their fertilizer, fertigation systems, and all. So I felt that planted aquarium is a very good area where you can learn all those things practically, and not by buying commercial products, but to start it from scratch. Like, you don't have anything commercially available, but you try to get things from nature, get things from your locality, and start building a planted aquarium. So it makes my concept so clear that I started developing products on my own. And that time I started professionally also at 2015, and all those tanks were running on my own formulated substrate and fertilizer system and all. So for 2-3 years, at least for 2-3 years, I standardized all those things. Now after standardization in 2017-18, we started launching all those fertilizer in Indian market, and it got a very good response from the hobbyists. Because first of all, I was worried about the water conditions throughout India, because you cannot standardize a thing, and people don't go for RO system and all. Now it is very much easy to get, but in 2015-16,
it was very expensive.
It was expensive, and people could not afford easily cheap RO system and all. And that time we were very worried how it will react, because throughout India we
different water parameters.
Somewhere
everywhere.
it is close
Hard
to 50
water,
TDS, somewhere it is maybe 1200 TDS. So how we are going to do that? But that is why we segregated fertilizer lineups, like for the low tech guys who are doing it for the first time, or maybe not doing it and up to that scale, just doing it for a hobby. So we developed a fertilizer system for them, substrate system for them, and for the pro hobbies, we started to go into the deeper R&D of that thing. So that started from my own tank. So it was a long journey, and right now we have all the products with us. We are expanding that to something different, like maybe for the shrimp tank and all those individual parameters that people can manipulate. Because I think Indian hobbyists are much more mature right now. They know the parameters, they have got their test kits, and they do that. So once they know their parameters, they can manipulate their nutrients much more efficiently.
Okay.
So they have all-in-one kits, they have separate fertilizers, so whatever they like they can utilize that.
Right.
And we are going to my plan is to go formulate a fertilizer which will be customized. And now
Right.
for bigger tanks, maybe for smaller tanks, if someone is going to make some special tank, they can let us know so that
Customize
we can
Okay.
formulate a fertilizer
That's
for them.
interesting and amazing. So I don't know how many of the viewers know, but Amartya is an expert on Dutch aquariums, and those are his favorites. And he also does nature style aquariums, and some of his aquascapes are mind blowing. You will see it on his Facebook page. You have to go back a couple of years, but every year he comes out with something amazing, and that's what we are going to look at. Okay, so Amartya, I got something for you from
Yeah.
Mumbai, and
Just
this
waiting
is
for that.
the latest edition
Thank
of
you.
the Weekend
Thank you.
Aquarist magazine.
It's
And
very
this
nice.
one has got the featuring story is Sumer Tiwari's
Okay.
wild discus rearing and breeding, followed by Sam's discus. We went to his farm. There's a nice, interesting podcast coming up over there. Some interesting stories over there, Amartya, and yours is going to come up in the next
Yeah,
issue.
that will be great.
And just wanted to share this. We started something very interesting, and we have started these postcards. You remember those days where we used to have the sports magazines, I used to have the central fold, and we've now done this as postcards. Behind the for a postcard is the information about the fish and the credit to the photographer. So this is going to be a feature in the Weekend Aquarist. So if you've not subscribed to the Weekend Aquarist, you can do it over here. You can scan the QR code, or you can go to the website weekendaquarist.in and go in for the subscription. Thank you so much,
Yes.
Amartya, and this is for you.
Thank you.
Please enjoy the read.
Yeah,
and
we'll keep all this.
Yes,
All these magazines.
please share it with your Kolkata and your customers wherever they are.
Yes.
By the way, Amartya's customers are not only in Kolkata. He's been doing his projects all over India, and we'll talk more about that right after this break. And we are back after the small break. We had some coffee also, so that was nice, Amartya.
Yeah, thank you.
Long journey, so it was nice. You're telling us about your Dutch aquariums. Why are they your favorites? And also, I have a few questions on how do you go about trimming and all.
Yeah.
Because I have always, now over the years, I've become better at it, but yours are the next level. So tell us a little bit about that also.
Dutch aquarium I started from my beginning of the aquascaping hobby career, because Dutch tank doesn't need a hardscape. To save some money on hardscape and buy some more plants, I started it, and I found out that this Dutch aquarium can offer you so much knowledge on growing plants, trimming those plants, keeping those plants alive for longer time, that you will not get it through other ways of aquascaping, like the Iwagumi or the nature style. Though nature style will offer you something more on growing some epiphytes and all, but I think if you can manage a Dutch tank, if you can train the Dutch tank properly and make it ready and maintain it for long time, then you will become a pro very easily. Now that is why Dutch tank is my very favorite one. Second part is the trimming. The trimming I start from maybe the second week of after the plantation.
Okay.
So it requires very specific ways of trimming, and you have to keep that in back of your mind, that what is going to be the ultimate look of your tank. Maybe it will differ from our imagination, but it will be
very close to that.
Yeah. So it is a gradual process. So once they start growing, you get new images in your head that this is going to be like this, the color will be coming here and here. Trimming I start from second week, as I said, and every week I try to trim them in specific locations, so that some plant doesn't grow up against the other plants, like they should not compete with the height of the stems and all. And in this way I maintain the plant properly, like I give a contour of the full scape, And one more thing, for Dutch tank I always prefer a 2 feet depth at least,
Okay.
because lesser than that will not give you an opportunity to make a slope with plants properly.
When you say 2 feet depth, are you saying back to
Back
front
to
or
front.
back to front? You should have 2 feet.
Yes.
Oh, that's quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
Okay.
So that will allow you to scape properly, because if you are doing a Dutch tank, you need a depth. Now if you are using some woods and rocks, you will get a definitive depth in your tank, so that you know the markings. So this is foreground, this is mid ground, now that is background. In Dutch tank you don't have all those things. Even if you are experienced hobbyist, then you can plan a background plant as a mid ground plant. So if you can trim it properly, you know their behavior, how many time I can trim them, and how short I can maintain them and keep them at last condition. That is up to your experience, that you can maintain them. So all those things comes into play. This is the best option to learn planted aquarium and growth of the plants. And you can actually regulate the nutrition, how to dose the fertilizers into your tank, what is needed, what is the actual requirement of the plant. Dutch tank is the best option.
So when you say trimming, many hobbyists, in a way, I don't think the right word is to say get scared of trimming, but they don't want to trim also. But we know that trimming is important because that is where the new growth will
Yes.
start also. So tell us a little bit about that as well.
Yeah. I know people are really scared of trimming, especially the new hobbies, because now the top part of a stem plant is the most beautiful one. So you don't want to cut them. But for a proper Dutch tank, you have to be cruel and don't be soft on plants. You have to cut them, and I'll go into little bit of technical part of it, because the plant will have a apical dominance on their shoot. They will release some hormones that will make the plant grow up very easily, and if you don't cut them, their stems will become like single stems and will not look like this.
The lower leaves will start dropping off.
Yeah, as they get less light from the aquarium lights, the bottom part will be damaged. They will actually damage their own leaves. This is a physiological process. They'll shed their leaves, and all those nutrients will be transported back to the top. And it all depends on the nutrition, the lighting, and the other parameters, the balancing of those things. But this happens. So to avoid all those things, you have to trim it. Now, once you trim the top part, what happens? The apical dominance is gone. Now, the other hormones that are responsible for shoot development, multiple shooting, and all those hormones will come into play. Now, your plants will release a lot of side shoots and all, and it will become bushy. So you don't have to plant 2, 4, 5 stems at a single point. Rather than you go for single stems, so that they will give a proper
Multiple.
they will get a proper holding thing, and you trim them. The top part will anyway become bushy. So this is the basic thing, and you don't not to be lazy. People should trim them. This is the key to the success for a Dutch tank.
So what do you do with the trimmings? That's another question hobbyists have. Do you replant them? At what stage do you replant them? Do you replant them when your trimming is at a certain level and then you kind of replant? Because I've also seen many hobbyists do that. I have done that also, but it does not. Then it kind of alters the result that you kind of want. Suddenly you have some shoots with the dominance on one side and the other shoots which are cut off. So what would you recommend?
Our plan is to cut the top of the plant and replant it at the initial stage. When you get we have some bare substrate, your tank is not filled up with plants,
So
you can do that. Now again, you are planning to do a trimming next week or maybe in 2 weeks. So what will happen? That part with the apical dominance will grow faster than the cut plants, because they will just produce roots and they will start growing on the top. So you have to cut them again. Otherwise, the level same plant will grow in different heights. They will not be at same levels or layers. So this is basically some formula that we maintain. Once the tank is mature, we don't do that kind of tricks. What can be done, we can cut the plants, and if there is some blank spots, we can replant them, but it has to be of similar height. Otherwise, if your background plant is high enough, and if you are keeping it trimmed just below 2-3 inches from the water surface, and you have so small cuttings and putting it in the substrate, it will not get the light, it will not grow. So it will anyway like be not of any good use. So you have to make sure that you have empty space and the cuttings are similar height of the existing stem plant.
Okay.
The second option is you have multiple tanks, that the all this disease.
But once you
then-
start off, then you have multiple tanks everywhere.
Yes.
Okay.
to keep the cuttings running.
Right. In terms of your personal growth over here, professional growth, now that you've done this so much, it's not always been a very easy journey for you, right? What have been some of the defining moments in your journey? If I say 2015, where you jumped into India, 2025, there's 10 years. In this 10 years, which have been the most challenging years for you?
Yeah. There is no like comfortable year for a new. If you are doing something new, there is nothing comfortable for you. But somehow I feel when I switched my career from academics to this solid future plan, but we just jumped into it because we had to do it. That is where I changed our mind and all. The most of the problems we got like from like we didn't get family support initially, not because they don't like these things, but they were worried about our future, at what he is going to do. He is living stable academics, he's living PhDs and all. So that was a very tough time.
So the starting years, I know I can relate to it. It's the most difficult time in any entrepreneur's life because you are taking a leap of faith. Others will follow that and understand that is, but your family is the most important, and without that support, it will never take off. So we must thank our families for being with us on that. What were the other turning points that made you go in a particular direction? Okay, and one of those, I know that you have now graduated from just aquariums into bigger projects, bigger nature projects. So tell us about some of those turning points also.
Yeah, so as we discussed, starting years were tough. We had to like take some very risky decisions on that, and leaving a stable academics and moving into it was a very risky. From my point of view, it was also very risky, but my families are also very, I mean, they are very worried about that and what we will do. But generally, after starting it, they slowly gain confidence on me, and now they are fully supportive, and they are also helping a lot. Especially my wife, she is also taking care of the training programs and all here. So this is right now a very helpful family I have got. Now slowly I tried to move from planted aquarium to other projects because I felt we have a lot to explore. Not only aquatic plants, we have other things that we can manipulate and we can create inside our living spaces. Most important one is the vertical garden, and the other one is the phytosphere or rainforest that we call it. These two things can change the dimension of a living space. That this thing was a dream of mine, and I was planning it for last 1.5 years or so. So slowly we tried building it up, and we tried a lot. We have done a lot of trial and errors and making the rock structure, how it can be made, which material we are going to select, and how it will be utilized, it will be cost effective or not, the plants will cling on them or not. So all those parameters, all those things we have checked. Now after all the trial and error, this has come up. Now we are trying to promote this to other hobbyists, some other clients, and some buildings where the new interior is happening. We are all pushing these things because this will give you a proper stable ecosystem inside your home and
Yes.
also very fresh air. to
Yeah,
breathe in.
and I was going to talk about that, because when you look at when you feel, I can feel the freshness of the air inside over here, because I've just come from outside, and this is not your typical AC air I'm talking about. There's a lot of fresh oxygen that you can breathe in over here. So when you're doing these projects, you're also talking about right now, if you see the urban cities that we have, they have these glass facades
Yes.
outside, right? So you're talking about changing that facade and
Yeah.
having this as an alternative,
Yes.
right? So most of these are, the living walls are again plastic containers and all. So your method changes all of that and makes it more natural for them.
Yes.
And what about the water drips and all? Is there anything?
Let me explain that. Uh, whatever vertical garden we have seen, we have 99% of them are made up with plastic pots. It's very easy to install. You don't need a huge investment initially. But the problem is maintaining all those pots simultaneously, watering them simultaneously, very tough. The most important part is in cities like Delhi, Kolkata, and all, you get so much of sunlight that all those plastic pots will be heated up very soon, and that will like create a very less humidity in the soil.
Talked about this plastic pots and all. I just needed to know, I mean, because if I really see these vertical walls, they will all have a individual drip for the plastic
Yes.
pots. Okay, the plastic itself is not a good
Yeah.
eco-friendly material, but what is your alternative to that?
Yeah, our alternative is technically we tried to change it because the pots are not sufficient to give it a proper root ecosystem for the plants. It heats up very easily, and the other thing is the maintenance is a free. So maintenance is not properly done, and another point is it will add up a lot of weight on the wall because it all contains soil. So our concept is to remove the soil first. So we are all going to put a hydroponic system, but it will be a vertical wall. So we use a geofabric membrane of certain GSM so that the plants are put inside. We use double layer of that membrane, so both layers are wet due to the dripping of water, which are charged with fertilizers and all. So the roots will start growing inside the layers of geofabrics.
Okay.
Now the benefit is the layer is always wet. It reflects or mimics similar kind of ecosystem that are moss layer mimics in a mountain areas or something, and roots are growing inside that double layer, and the material we used is a non-woven fabric, so that will not get damaged. The other plus point is this geofabric is made up of recycled plastics.
Okay.
All these PET bottles, that water bottles you get, this is recycled to produce this felt layers and all. So this is very easy, and this doesn't rot inside water. If you put water in them, they will not rot because it is the main thing is recycled plastic only, so it will run for very long time. And the other thing is it will create a good environment for the plants.
Okay.
So this changed the whole idea of vertical gardening, and we are getting a lot of success for long time. So we are leaping, like we are pushing these things to other areas and towards architects.
I'll just take a moment over here. I did mention that Amartya's TiCi Nature Lab does these projects beyond Kolkata. He's actually doing more projects outside Kolkata and in various cities. And so this is a very good alternative to consider if you are an architect or if you are planning something for your own society buildings or in your own individual homes, is to have these vertical gardens, the rainforest that is created over here. Okay, because if you see the glass facades that are there in the concrete jungles, while they look cool from outside, they're not really cool. They're reflecting heat back into the environment. And if we are wondering why is it that our summers are getting hotter and hotter, especially in cities, this is one of the main reasons.
Yes.
I mean, because if your climate is getting hotter, if your microclimate is getting hotter, what do you do naturally? So you go and buy an AC. So while what the AC does, while it cools inside, it throws the heat outside, and that is only increasing the problem. And something like this is an alternative solution. So if you want to kind of get in touch with Amartya and his team, the details are at the end of the video. We'll see that as well. We'll share that as well. So Amartya, you are also doing nature aquarium workshops and workshops to introduce people to terrariums and all. Tell us a little bit about that as well.
So our plan and our motto is to deliver all this knowledge to the newcomers, and we are building a strong team for our projects and mostly for our projects and educational purpose. So we have opted a training session for newcomers. They can get trained for 3 months. So slowly we'll come up of longer trainings, and we'll slowly absorb them in our team, so that once they learn those things, they can work with us in our projects, and they will be very useful to utilize all those knowledge in the different projects in the different parts of India. And these things we have started doing it with LSeT. So I'll share their contacts and details also.
Tell us a little bit about LSeT also.
Yeah, LSeT is Life Science Education Trust. So we collaborate on the trainings and other projects. So they actually train a lot of people in the field of animal husbandry, animal care, and agriculture, and whatsoever. Like in many fields in this hobby, they train more people, and starting from that, people can opt this for a career. So like they can do for it living. They have a course of 3 months boot camp and a one year full course session. So all whoever is interested, I will recommend them to join there and get trained, so that they can pursue their hobby and passion into a professional career.
So this is the Life Science Education Trust, and they are based out of Bangalore, and they run these wonderful programs educating and training young people into alternative careers. If you are interested in animal welfare, if you are interested in pet therapy, they have these courses, and we'll share their details as well. Incidentally, LSeT articles were published in the first two magazines, also issues as well, of the Weekend Aquarist. So that's good. It's good that you brought it up. When I'm sitting over here in this room, and you're not able to see this right now, is on one side is this wall. On the other side, actually, there are a lot of mini terrariums. And Amartya, let's take a short break and call those trainees inside who have been working with you, who you have been training, and they will ask them their own creations, what they have been working on. So coming up next is this short interview with the trainees as they show you what their creations are. Okay, so let's take a look at that.
Definitely.
So Amartya, I'm looking at this beautiful mini terrariums. Is that what you call them?
Yeah, we call it mini phytosphere.
Mini phytosphere. That's too much of a word for me. I'll stick to terrariums.
Yes.
But they are mini phytospheres. And Amartya tells me that these are made by the trainees.
Trainees, yes.
Okay, and we have the trainees with us. Okay, so they're right over here. These are the guys who have made all of these terrariums. So phytospheres. Why do I keep calling it terrariums? Okay.
In a little spot, we just want to create a nature
We just use our
imagination and
imaginations
yeah.
and
But they have come out very beautifully. Why don't you? This is not school, so please don't stand in attention like that. Please feel free to tell us about your creations.
So these are aquatic terrariums.
Yeah.
So the Monte Carlo use this terrarium for the better look, and these are road. You see, sir. So many things. There is a like cave something like. So these all are aquatic plants. We use
Those are
terrariums,
Anubias
yes.
petit, or which variety of Anubias?
Anubias
That's
nana.
Anubias
Yes,
nana.
sir.
Okay.
All these plants have very good looking, and we have made it creating a jungle look also by giving moss at the base and substrates like sand or porous sand. We use porous sand because normal sand cannot be used, so we use that, and we have given a cave look over here also, so that it could be a little creative and look attractive to people who watches this, and they feel good or better to have it.
So one question to you: would you prefer a terrarium, or would you prefer an aquarium?
We can use both. As an aquarium, it looks very good as an aquatic animal, and with terrariums we can make other ecosystem that could make our environment good, and we can have a mini vertical garden inside the terrarium, so that it
You
looks.
ask any hobbyist who's an aquarist, the first thing he sees is, how do I fill it with water and put some fish in it? Okay, so
Yes.
you're right. So, but any which ways, you're going to get nature at home. So, ma'am, would you like to share your experience?
So
Which one is your favorite? First, tell me that.
It was outside.
Okay, over here.
But these two are my favorite. The motto of making terrarium is very simple. If you are a nature lover, so what you want is a mini ecosystem in your home. It will bring you peace and happiness. Terrarium is itself a small ecosystem.
Right.
It maintains its nature by its own. You don't need to take care of so many things.
Right.
It will recycle everything.
So the over here, what's the recycling that is happening? The plant is giving out oxygen during the day, and what happens next over here?
So recycle means like in aquarium, we need to change the water repeatedly and add so many nutrients on that and change so many things. But in terrarium, just spray a little bit of water in a day and it will recycle it. So you don't need to take care of it regular basis.
So much. Okay.
It need a very minimal care, and it looks beautiful. If you want to gift it somebody you like, it will be a very thoughtful gift.
What would something like this, in terms of cost, not about selling, but in terms of cost, what would this something like this, if you were to create, how much would it cost you to create?
Sir, I don't have.
I put you in a spot. Okay, it's okay. But Amartya, if you were to kind of give us an idea, because a lot of viewers would want to kind of understand that something like this, how much would it cost?
So, in my opinion, cost is not a factor for a terrarium. Now, if you are going to buy it from someone who is selling it, definitely it will be costly.
Of course.
And he will take some charge because he is doing it as a specialist. So, making a terrarium is very easy, straightforward, and it doesn't require nothing more than common sense. Now, if we get a glass enclosure like that, the cylindrical one we got, 560 rupees. And the internal part is another 500 rupees. Now it depends on what plant
What you put, yeah.
So if you are putting a high-end carnivorous plant, it may cost you like 5,000 rupees, maybe more than that. If you are going for like normal plants, you select out some moss that is growing on the boundary wall. You just take it off and put it on some rocks. It all depends on your hobbies
and your creativity. There's a lot of creativity over here, and it's really amazingly done. So good job, all of you. I see this beautiful hardscape over here. Tell us about it.
So this is not complete, but we are trying to make something little bit like a forest structure. So it will be like a concave system. And in between we'll put some different layers of stem plants, but we'll keep it trim all the time. So that it doesn't grow really tall and cover up the background. So this will be our motto, to partially scape it with plants and create some layers of plants with different colors. So I think it will be done in another 4-5 days. After that I can show you the plan now. Okay?
You have drawn it out, huh?
That I will share with you.
Oh, wonderful. Amazing. Nice hardscape. Okay. Okay, let's look at the other place.
Yeah.
Beautiful space, Amartya. This is why he was taking time and telling me not yet, not yet, not yet. Finally, I'm over here. And while it's a very compact space, he set up these very beautiful aquariums. So there's this. How big are these? These are 7 or 8?
7 feet.
7 feet aquariums. There are 2 of these 7 feet aquariums. There's 6 feet, and this one seems to be like 5 feet, 4 feet, and over here one more. So you should have smaller aquariums in the corners. I still see one of the things that an aquarium hobbyist will do is he'll start with one, then he'll have many, and then he will wonder, okay, I've got one in every direction now. How can I make sure that I cover all the space that I've got? So you still have some corners left. You could probably do some nano setups also, because if you're looking at using this for training people, then the nanos ones will come also. And the terrariums were absolutely beautiful. So let's look at this as well.
Definitely.
Why don't we take a look at the living wall outside?
Yeah, please come. So this is basically the vertical garden we have done, and this is with rock structures, wood, some water features, and whatever is possible we try to recreate here. Let's see, we are planning to expand it to all the areas and make it a good landscape kind of thing.
I see some tiger bulbs also. That's a very
cardinals.
nice.
Cardinal you
Yeah,
can
I
see
see them also.
There are like 200 cardinals there, but
The tiger bulbs are a beautiful
they have gone
size. Huh?
this big. So this setup took around like 6 months or something, because whenever we get time after completion of the projects, we start experimenting on this. And this is purely our experimental start, and we tried a lot of different techniques to make the rocks, because creating the natural look of the rocks is the main challenge for us, because plants we have already grown previously, but creating the natural look is an artistic challenge for us. So we have artist team also who are doing experiment. I am very, this creation of rock, making the texture on rocks is very calming, like it's a stress buster for me. So like painting only. So we create it with some time in our hand, but now it is almost 6 months and it is doing really okay. And later we will convert some more part in the garden into a ferrocement structure and some plantation also.
So some of the texture, on this rock reminds me of that, what's that in aquascaping, the elephant skin rock kind of thing, right?
Yes.
So it's very nicely done.
Yeah.
So
These
good
are
job
all,
to the team.
These are all, we thought of creating a round pebble kind of structure, but later we thought, round pebble will look so ordinary.
Right.
So let's make some texture on them. So I think it is looking natural.
It is looking natural.
Yeah. So it is recently done. So it is very pure. So right now they don't have any algae, any layer of algae or moss on them. Once it, like 1 or 2 months will pass, when the monsoon will come,
This would
definitely
be
become greener.
This would be the first monsoon that they are exposed to. Huh?
Yes. So once they get the monsoon, this all rocks will be a little bit greener, and some moss we will add also.
You'll have to be careful walking and also route
Yeah.
also.
That is why the rough structure are there.
Yeah,
So that it won't slip.
it's very nice.
Yeah.
Did you get some jackfruits?
Yeah. That, that is free for us.
So Amartya, beautiful gallery, beautiful place.
Thank you.
Tell me something. What is it that one thing that made you think that yes, this is what I want to do?
Yeah, there are many points in my career that where I thought this is actually what I wanted to do. But the most important point of that is making something indigenous in India
Hmm.
that will create benefit. It will benefit the hobbyists, so that it should be indigenous and it has to benefit the hobbyist in cost, in terms of their costings, in terms of their effectiveness and all. Mostly we got the knowledge from western worlds and all, and uh, and we have got knowledge from theories, but here we started applying them in our practical world. We have started utilizing all those ideas, and have done trial and error methods. We have gained experience. So at that time point I thought, "Ki, okay, this is my way of
This is
living.
your calling.
Yes,
Yeah.
this is my way of living. I will try to devote my timing on R&Ds and some knowledge gathering and sharing it with the other people, and make this hobby uh, like nationwide hobby, so that Indians are also actively doing it, and not like it should not be like a very luxury. It should be in everyone's house, whoever is a nature lover."
Right. So he's got one new convert now because I'm moving on from aquariums now into indoor rainforests also. So this is amazing. I would like to also set up some mini terrariums and all, like you call it phytospheres.
Yes.
And I wish you all the very best, Amartya.
Thank you.
Thank you for being on the Weekend Aquarist,
Thank you.
and thank you for inviting me over here.
That's
Thank
my
you so
pleasure.
much. Thank you. Thank you so much. It was a pleasure being over here. Thank you so much.